the unknown, down the rabbit hole, where it stops no one knows. We're going head into the unknown. Na, 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 na.
Hi everyone, happy Sunday. Welcome back to Criminality. As you guys will notice, my camera is off. I will tell you guys that on Friday I had a dental emergency and they had to go and do surgery on my mouth. I'm not going to show you, don't worry, but my face is still really swollen. So I'm having a hard time talking, FYI. So if I sound kind of mumbly, that might be why. But while I have been resting the last couple of days, obviously anybody who has been paying any type of attention to this case, it's unfolding very quickly. And so I wanted to come on today to talk to you guys about it. Go over just some of the can we FaceTime after? You're so funny. Yeah, sure. No, I'm not. I don't want people to see my face. No, I'll FaceTime you. If you guys want to see it, I'll show you. It's just the left side of my face is just ginormous. And but this has been unfolding, and I think that it's a case that, in my opinion, will be resolved very quickly. But I think that it's a very important case for people to be aware of and know what's happening. It's like the epitome of what not to do with your children, unfortunately. So let me say hi to you guys really quick, and then we're just going to kind of dive into it. I know that some of you guys may be following this case and already know all the details, and I will appreciate any thoughts, feedback, and anything you have to say. I just also want to make sure that we go through all the details of what has transpired since the beginning, because there are people who don't know about the case, and I want them to be able to see it kind of how we've seen it over the last few days if they are new to it. So just bear with me when it comes to that as well. Let me say hi to everybody. So hi ATS. I want to see, not gonna lie, but I won't make you. I appreciate that. Hi KW. Tia, oh, I'm so glad you're covering this. We know. Oh, where'd you go? There you go. We know we will hear facts here. Oh, I appreciate that. Hi, Million Sparkles. I know nothing about the case. There you go. So I think it's good to kind of just go from the beginning. And so that's why I said I know there's people who are already going to know everything. And then there's going to be people who need to hear it from the beginning. All right, so I'm probably not going to say hi to everybody individually just because I want to kind of reserve some of my talking. But just hello to everybody for being. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for caring about the children. Number one, thank you guys for listening to anything I have to say ever, in my opinion, on anything. I really do appreciate you guys. So I'm just going to get right into it. So. I'm going to pull up my screen so you guys can see what we have here. So this case is out of Texas, and it is an 11-year-old girl named Audrii Cunningham, if her picture will show, hopefully soon. Audrii Cunningham, 11 years old, was living with her biological father, her biological paternal grandma, so her dad's mom, and a gentleman that is going to be a very important person in this case. His name is Don Stephen McDougal, I think is how you say his last name, but he goes by Stephen. So we'll go through why he is important. But first, let's kind of see how everything unfolded here. Her mom had lost custody of her when she was approximately 6, or I think the last time she saw her was when she was 6, and was trying to figure out a way to see her again. I don't know all the family dynamics. I'm not going to even probably go into too much of the family dynamics, because mom's history and mom's problems here at this point, I don't think are going to play into anything of why this happened. So just she lived with her dad, and she lived with her grandma and this gentleman named Stephen. Dad's had custody of her since she was 3. Thank you. I think the last time the mom saw her, they stopped calling the perpetrators gentlemen. Yeah, men. Yeah, yes, I know. But the mom, I think the last time the mom saw her was when she was 6. I don't mean gentleman as in nice guy. So I'll show you some more pictures of her, because like I said, this is the most important thing. So on Wednesday, the mom and this guy, this man living there named Stephen, were having a conversation over like Facebook Messenger, and he was kind of portraying that he was going to try to help the mom to see the daughter, even though she wasn't supposed to, apparently. So we get a ton of, bring this up. Let me bring this back over here real quick. So I can actually get the text messages up for you. And hi to everybody who's just popped in. So we'll just touch on some of the older ones. So they were kind of just discussing like him trying to get it so that she could see her daughter. And she was like, I don't want to do it if my daughter's not comfortable with it, so on and so forth. Like, I don't want to put her in a bad spot. But he keeps telling her that like the daughter asks about her and, wants to talk to her, but that she's just afraid because of what the dad and the grandma have essentially said. So she's asking about you. I'm surprised she's thought about me, is what the purple on the right side is her mom, and the left is Stephen. And he says like she does all the time. She's still not allowed outside by herself in the evening. They told her that you are in the woods. She is confused about the situation, but I told her that you are not hiding in the woods, but we talk. Now, let's be real. We don't know if anything this guy is saying is even true. We don't know what the dad and the grandma are actually saying to Audrii at all. Because he's obviously a bit of a con artist here. So he says like she's confused about the situation, but I told her that you are not hiding in the woods, but we talk. She's like, what is wrong with him? Is he on drugs, or that fucking stress that is mental has him thinking I'm going to steal her in the night, or that I live in the fucking woods behind his mom's house? That's some serious crazy shit. It's like they are scaring her and brainwashing her with literal insane thoughts only a child would believe, so she doesn't want to know me like they make it out to be. And he's like, it's not him. Like kind of saying it's like grandma. So she's like, but it makes my stomach hurt. They think this is okay. He's like, well, don't, but I might take you out. I might take you out to the dock to fish and accidentally pull up with her to fish. And she's like the one by her house. Like they're going to go quote unquote fishing. And then she can just show up at that area. So he says, well, she's like the one by their house. He's like, really anywhere. And she's like, that's asking for trouble and setting me up for failure. Like she's going to end up getting in trouble for trying to see her daughter behind the dad's back. And he's like, not at all. And she's like, I do not in any way need to be set up to lose my child even more, because she's trying to get visitation and everything back. And she doesn't want to screw it up, but she also wants to see her daughter. Now this line, he says, I'm your daughter's favorite person and she will not tell. and she will not tell. I'm your daughter's favorite person, and she will not tell. He said she wants to meet you. I told her I am on your team. I will do what I can. She's like, I want to meet her too, but this comes back on me bad in any way. I can lose her forever, and I would kill you then myself, man. No threat, but a promise. He's like, it would not. She had visitation keeping her from seeing her. Okay, so they plan on setting this up for Thursday after school. So like there's a park down the road by my house. Would that be okay? And you and Justin would have to sit nearby and bullshit or pretend to do. You can listen if you need to. For my protection as well, I couldn't be alone. He's like, I mean, Justin can walk around the park and we can talk to you. It's like, this whole thing scares me, and that's fine. He's like, for real, for real. He's like, it's okay. We don't have to. She's like, no, I want to. Just please understand that I'm as scared as she is. She's not the only one made to feel terrified about things like this. And it's sad because she's my daughter and I'm her mother. We should be happy and excited to get to see each other, or at least not so scared to do so. Don't you see anything wrong with that, man? Like, please understand. But yes, I want to see her. Yes, I want to talk to her. And yes, any questions she has truthfully, no matter how much it may hurt me. She deserves to know the truth on my end, and also how much I do love her, because at this point she's going to be questioning if I do or not. He says, oh, I see the wrong with it, and I am trying to fix what I see wrong. You are not a bad person, and she deserves the chance to know that. She's like, when would you want to do this? He's like, you want to do it tomorrow? She says, look, it's one thing to have you say it, but before we meet tomorrow at the park, I need to hear her say it herself, either in a video or on the phone, that it is what she wants, is to meet me and talk to me. She doesn't have to say nothing more or nothing less. Please. You don't know what I've been through trying to have anything to do with her, or the harassment from his friends and such, because of the lies they have been told. I need reassurance. He says, okay, I will take her to school tomorrow. This is an interesting bit, because he has said that he does take her to the bus stop. And I'm not sure if he's actually meaning that he is going to take her to actual school, or if he's going to just take her to the bus stop, meaning like that's him taking her to school. So because if the dad was working, Stephen would be the one that would be taking care of her and dropping her off at the school bus. And she's like, after school, correct? And he says, yes. She says, what time would I need to be at the park? And you can guarantee I will hear her say it, that she wants me to be there. He says, yes, I will take her to school and have you on the phone. She's like, I will not force anything on her. It seems there's been enough of that already. She's like, okay, when do you take her to school? He says, at 7. She said, okay, I'll be awake by 6:30 or 6:40. I do love her, and I pray this is no setup for more bad things to come to me, when all I want is to know my child. Good night. Hope to hear from her tomorrow. So Thursday morning, she says, morning. He says, good morning. She says, I hope I hear from her this morning, and please let her know if she changed her mind that it's perfectly okay too, and I understand. I do not want her to feel pressured. He does not respond. So she responds later that afternoon. This is in the morning, about 6:30. So now that in the afternoon at about 3:19, she says, so I know it's not going to be a thing today, but when she's ready, please let me know. We don't know if there's any phone calls or anything like that's happened in between here, but if we're just going off the text messages, we can pretty much assume that he does not respond to her. There is no call here, and that she just realizes, like, okay, I guess we're not doing it today. She said, y'all have a good day, man. And he responds and he says, yes, ma'am, at 3:52. Now at 6:46 on Thursday night, he says, hey, have you seen Audrii? I dropped her off at the bus and she didn't get on and hasn't gotten home. Her response is like, no, Stephen, where the fuck is my daughter? All right, let me come over to chat to see what's going on with you guys. And hello to everybody that has popped in. We're talking about the case of 11-year-old missing Audrii Cunningham out of Livingston, Texas right now. So she has not been found. Dad was notified from school at 1 that Audrii wasn't at school that day. Yes, so the family finds out, or her dad and grandma find out, that she was not at school, that she had missed school that day. I struggle with this because I don't know, and Fairy Meadows, maybe you actually do know this. I don't know how he was notified, because sometimes like I'll get a text message from the school that says like my kid missed 6th period. Other times I get a phone call and they leave a voice message, and obviously other times they call and I pick up the phone. So I don't know how he was notified or when he actually saw it. So what we do know is that she does not show up for school on Thursday. She does not get off the bus Thursday afternoon. And then the grandmother is actually the one who calls. Let me pull this up for you so we can listen to this. The grandmother is actually the one who calls to report her missing. So this is the call. Let me know if you guys can hear it or not.
Can I get around to
I'll fix it.
One Lakeside Drive? It's going to be for a missing person. Caller states her 11-year-old granddaughter was dropped off at the bus at about 7 a.m. this morning and never made it on the bus and has not been seen since. 826. Female is about approximately 4'11", 86 pounds, blonde, long hair, blue eyes.
And you guys can hear this, right? Let me know if you can't.
Good.
Public service her address and his phone number.
What time does this call?
1700.
To a missing juvenile called in from the county. They want us to check that address and see if she's there. It's supposed to be the mom's address. Mom does not have custody of her, has never had custody of her, and has made threats recently to kidnap her.
Hey, could you text me if you have the mom's information so I can just so I can have.
And that's clear, sir. I'll send you both of their.
Okay, so I don't know if you heard that right at the end. Has made threats. They're trying to say the family wants the police to check the mom's house because the mom has made threats to kidnap her. Now, we just read messages from the mom where she's like, she doesn't even want to meet her in the presence of somebody else because she's afraid that it's going to be a setup. Yeah, mom never. I don't believe she did either. I don't believe that for 1 second. So, and we can see the conversation where she's a nervous wreck about even meeting her and saying like, if she's not ready, if she's uncomfortable, I don't want to force her to do it. I just want, I want to see my daughter, but I'm afraid. The daughter's afraid. So in this call, essentially they're saying like, yeah, that she's made threats, that the mom has made recent threats to kidnap Audrii. Well, we see recently that's not the case. Now, I don't know. There was some rumors that potentially something had happened previously. I have no idea about that. I don't. Once again, doesn't really come into play when what we're talking about right now. And she's not making threats as of literally that very day. She's saying, "I get it. It's not going to happen today." So, yeah, there's definitely something fishy about, and I don't know how it's all going down. If they're trying to do something to set the mom up, if this guy is like, hey, your ex was like messaging me and telling me she was gonna come and take her. I don't know. Yeah, right now, exactly. I know. I went to school with 2 girls. Their bio mom lost them to CPS when they were toddlers, and they went with their grandma. She made them think bio mom died up until they were adults. I don't get that. He was clearly setting up the mom, but the grandma didn't want to believe that the last person to see her did something to her. He wanted mom's DNA on her. Well, so it also becomes very interesting because he's talking about that he's going to take her fishing. He's going to take her fishing. And that her mom, Cassie, can just come and just randomly show up, and then she'd get to see her daughter, and it'd just be like a like a chance meeting, like a chance circumstance. Well, what we come to find out later is, where do you think they're searching? Is the water. Yeah, Steve is the one that drove her to the bus stop. Even though in the messages he says, I take her to school, I'm going to take her to school. He's not taking her to school. I think it's just he takes her to the bus stop. Okay, so let me pull up the next thing. So then
I wanted to
this is the first press conference.
Right now, my name is Lieutenant Craig Cummings, Craig Cummin.
Pause it real quick. This is the first press conference from the 16th. Well, no, I think they actually had one prior to this, like a little mini one, but I don't have that one. I don't know if anybody else has that one, but I don't think it's as important because they hadn't really started too much of anything yet. It was just them talking. No, as of right now, she has still not been found. The 911 call was made at approximately 7 p.m. Now, somebody, if they know a specific time, can put it out there. I know it was made at approximately 7 p.m. on Thursday. So this is now Friday. They do have his car. We'll talk about that in a minute. So I'm just trying to go through the timeline of it so everybody can see where we're at. Hi, Queen. Was closer to 6-ish? Okay, I was still at 7. I thought around 5:30. If anybody can find clarification on that, that would be great. I was under the impression it was closer to 7 p.m. So we'll dig into that. Let's make note that we want to confirm the exact 911 time if somebody ends up not being able to find it. Okay, so this is the first press conference from Friday. They are searching. Oh, I should show you this. Let me show you. Do I have the other one? I'm going to show you some videos of the search so you'll get a better idea of the area. But this kind of just gives you an idea of where they lived and then where they're searching. So, but like I said, I'll show you some videos of the search area. So the phone call said 1700. That's 5 p.m. Yep, if that's what it said, then that, yep, there we go. Perfect. Okay, so it was at 5 p.m. Okay. So we'll listen to this one. It's about 8 minutes long, so I'm going to let it play through. If you cannot hear it, let me know.
I wanted to provide some investigative updates at this point right now. My name is Lieutenant Craig Cummings, Craig Cummin, spokesperson for the Texas Department of Public Safety, and here speaking on behalf of the Polk County Sheriff at his request. Today I'm joined by Polk County Sheriff Byron Lyons, Polk County District Attorney Shelley Sitton, San Jacinto County Sheriff Greg Capers, and then Polk County Precinct 2 Constable Bill Cunningham. The location that we're at right now is a location of interest. In a little while, you're going to see investigators leaving this scene. We will be back tomorrow. We will have deputies here to protect this location and the investigative efforts that have been uncovered up to this point. We are asking the public to stay away from this area. And then tomorrow, we're going to have additional resources that will be on hand to help find Audrii. And I want to reiterate that we are committed to bringing Audrii home. That's the reason why you see the collaborative effort here right now, all these law enforcement agencies, to include the FBI, that have been assisting with this. And we're asking the public to report any tips that they think will help us bring Audrii home to the Polk County Sheriff's Office or through our iWatch Texas app. And that can be done anonymously from your phone. So with that, I'll open it up for questions. We're protecting the investigative efforts. So this is a ongoing investigation. And so the investigators are doing an exceptionally good job at gathering information. And so that's what we're going to be protecting as they continue their work. Yeah, we don't want to go any farther than the investigative tools that we're using right now, and then investigative leads that they've uncovered. This is a very fluid and active investigation with the sole focus of bringing Audrii home. We're not releasing that information now. Investigators are working on multiple ways that they are looking at that type of information, but right now we're not releasing it.
Evidence that you found that's key that says that you're in the right spot?
This is a location of interest. And so that's the reason why we've got the effort. That's why we have the dogs here. That's the reason why the boats have been here. All of this in an effort to find Audrii. And our prayers are certainly tonight and then tomorrow morning. And we ask for the public as well that Audrii is brought home safe. Yes, we have persons of interest in this case, and we have been at other locations. This is a location of interest where we're putting our investigative efforts right now. That would be a question for the FBI. Okay, and that is a typical thing that will happen. All the available resources that we can bring out here to help this, the FBI has a tremendous asset that they bring to the table, and we're very appreciative of all of their efforts. So this is just one more tool that investigators are using to find Audrii. I know that term implies that. We're not drawing any conclusions right now. We still have a lot of information that we are going through. And so there's a lot of leads the investigators are following now. We're not releasing that information. Well, we don't know. But I can say that the DA is here, the sheriffs are here, because this is a collaborative effort. The DA brings a very particular set of skills that's essential for us as investigators to get the job done. So we're appreciative of her being here, working with us so that we can make sure that all of the I's are dotted and T's are crossed in this investigation. It's just due to the dark. So it's dark. We're not going to put boats in the water. But this also gives us an opportunity to regroup and then look at the information that we've got throughout the night and then come back out tomorrow. Right. Yeah. We're just not going any farther than that right now. And so we are asking the public to stay away from the area. But that's as far as we can go there. Yeah, there are law enforcement drones that have been here. We are bringing in divers as well. Again, this is all an effort to uncover additional leads that will help bring Audrii home. Yeah, no, that's great. We don't want to give away any areas, but if people would review their cameras, if they find something suspicious that they think would warrant the help of investigators or a review by our investigators, by all means, please call the Polk County Sheriff's Office. And if it's an emergency, call 911 so that we can evaluate that information. That's a great question.
Really just don't have a lot of details. If you're asking for the public's help, it seems like more information would be helpful.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, right now, there just isn't more information that we can give. Like I explained in the press conference earlier, we're trying to protect the integrity of this investigation. And that's the reason why, and I can understand the public's concern that we're not giving out a lot of information. But the end here is to find Audrii and bring her home. And so that's what we're focused on right now. And so there is additional information out there. We're just not releasing it. That's what the investigators are using to follow up on. That's additional information that we're not releasing right now. But again, we continue with investigative leads and following these things. I know that there are a lot of questions that remained unanswered. We are absolutely searching to get this information so that we can get it to you and get it to the public. But our first priority has to be this investigation right now. That's the reason why we're here. And that's the reason why we'll be back here early tomorrow morning in hopes that we find Audrii soon. We haven't decided on the time. It's probably going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of daybreak.
Is her family still being cooperative, like you said a few hours ago?
Yes. Yeah, families being cooperative, and we certainly appreciate them, and we appreciate the community as well. Everyone has been exceptionally helpful in the efforts out here, so we appreciate that. With that, we're going to close it down. You'll see some investigators leaving here shortly, but they'll be back tomorrow morning. So with that,
Okay, so remember, this is the press conference from Friday. He says that like they're essentially going to be like stopping the search. They aren't necessarily stopping the search. What they don't want to do is put boats in the water. But remember, she's reported missing Thursday night. They're already searching the water by Friday. The next day, so yesterday on Saturday, there's another press conference we're going to get to in just a minute. But a few things happen Friday night into Saturday. So we got to go through those first. But there's another press conference where he does end up saying, no, there were search teams that were still out all night. And I think that people were like, oh my gosh, why are they stopping the search? They didn't technically stop searching. They just didn't want to put boats in the water. So the boats were all going to be leaving. So I just want to make sure that that gets clarified. There were still people out there searching on Friday night. But we have, let me find this one next. Dun, 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 where is it? So then her mom ends up doing an interview.
I want my baby returned.
Her mom ends up doing an interview. So I'm going to play that for you guys. Hopefully this is the full clip, because I had the full clip and then I of course closed it on accident and then never couldn't find it again. But hopefully this is the full one, because this is the one I pulled up.
It seems like every inn that we search, it just ends with empty hands so far. And I want my baby returned.
New at 10, the mother of missing 11-year-old Audrii Cunningham speaking out for the first time tonight, praying for the safe return of her daughter.
It's been 40 hours since anyone has seen 11-year-old Audrii Cunningham.
She is at the center of an Amber Alert out of Polk County after never boarding her school bus yesterday morning. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Keith Garvin.
And I'm Candace Burns. Daniela Guzman is off tonight. KPRC2's Bryce Newberry has been with investigators at Lake Livingston this evening as they're zeroing in on persons of interest in her disappearance.
This is not the full interview.
The search for Audrii Cunningham is on pause for the night after school. Home around 7 a.m. Thursday. Investigators say family
I'll let
reported
it play
her
through
missing.
just so you guys can see some of the area, but there's a full interview of her mom that I had up and now I don't have it.
Barry has been with investigators at Lake Livingston this evening as they're zeroing in on persons of interest in her disappearance. Bryce?
The search for Audrii Cunningham is on pause for the night. Investigators spent several hours at Lake Livingston today following leads as we learned a specialized FBI team is now involved. And tonight, for the first time, Audrii's mother talked to our cameras, sharing an emotional plea to bring her daughter home.
There's not words for it. There's not one feeling you feel. It's a roller coaster.
The roller coaster of emotion started Thursday night for Cassie Matthews. Her 11-year-old daughter, Audrii Cunningham, didn't return home after school, never even made it on the bus that morning.
This is the stuff that you see on TV and you wonder, you can only imagine what the family and the parents are going through.
Last seen near her home around 7 a.m. Thursday. Investigators say family reported her missing around 5:30 p.m. Livingston Livingston ISD tells us they let Cunningham's family know she wasn't in class. Friday, the search brought investigators to Lake Livingston, where they used boats, drones, and dogs.
This is a location of interest. We are bringing in divers as well. Again, this is all an effort to uncover additional leads.
The Texas Rangers, along with Polk and San Jacinto County Sheriff's offices, now getting help from the FBI, including a specialized child abduction rapid deployment team. Those teams, according to the FBI, have a proven track record in crimes against children investigations, especially cases where a child has been abducted by someone other than a family member. Is it the belief that she was abducted?
I know that term implies that. We're not drawing any conclusions right now.
Investigators say they have persons of interest, but are keeping many details private.
I feel like I can't do anything because I know nothing.
The family, desperate to find Audrii, who's known to love animals and make others laugh.
She has so many opportunities ahead of her, and she deserves every right to be able to reach those opportunities.
Until she's back home, safe, Matthews won't give up.
Right now, I'm empty. And I'm not gonna be the same unless my baby is returned to me.
Investigators tell us they have other locations of interest as well, but we don't know where those are. We know that they do plan to be back here at Lake Livingston tomorrow morning, and any tips should be called in to the Polk County Sheriff's Office. In Cold Spring,
anybody, I don't know how anybody, after watching the interview with her mom, could think that she's involved. I just absolutely do not think she has anything to do with it. And I know, like, there's a history there. Like I said, there people are talking about the things that she's done in the past, and I'm at the point where I'm just like, I get it, but that it doesn't. It's not her fault that this happened. That's where I'm at. Okay, so let me go back to this other one real quick. So then Friday night, we get the update that Stephen McDougal has been arrested. The charges state that he was arrested for aggravated assault. Now, he has quite a history, and if anybody has looked that up, I have some of it. I'll pull it up in just a minute, but he has quite a history anyway. He's a habitual offender of all kinds of, I mean, he's just with all kinds of assault, just a lot. So we didn't know when he was arrested, based on the charges, if the charges actually had anything to do with Audrii, or if it was something from the past and they just wanted to get him in, knowing he was the last person to actually see her. We do find out Saturday that it is due to another incident. So they have him in custody on aggravated assault based on on another charge or another case. So I'll show you one of the locals. The locals are on top of this, man. I don't know about you guys. I can't get rid of this stupid picture now, though. Great. I don't want to stare at this guy's face. All right, we'll just have to pull it up from over here. I'll just do another one because I'm going to cover that. So one of the locals goes out and is actually recording, like following him around and recording him. They posted the clip on Facebook, but AF Pennington actually posted it to her channel, so I'm just going to use it straight from the channel because it's easier to play on a YouTube video.
Has disclosed the identification of a person of interest in the disappearance.
This is him right here. This is his vehicle. So then they start putting out that they're looking for anybody who has seen this vehicle. This is what the cops put out. And we're like, holy crap, that's his car. So then they're looking for his car. He's here. This is him. And this is his SUV right here. So there is a local that followed him and was able to actually record him. And I mean, you got to be very careful if that's a decision that you make, because you don't know this guy. You don't know what this guy's capable of doing. So. And then I'll go back over here. So we know he gets arrested on aggravated assault charges on Friday night. They are still out searching all through Saturday. And then they have the press conference from Saturday. So I'm going to play that for you.
And although I mentioned yesterday, we have persons of interest.
Will tell us in this press conference that they were searching all through the night. They also tell us in this press conference that they do have his vehicle. What they are asking for is anybody who happened to see that vehicle, anybody who got it on camera, like a doorbell footage, or anybody who had it on a dash cam, anybody who saw that vehicle throughout the last few days. So but he does tell us that they do have the vehicle. They're not looking for it at this point. They're just looking for anybody who caught it on camera from Wednesday to Friday night when they got it.
Today, I want to announce that we have one main one main person that we are looking at right now as a person of interest.
One main person that they are looking at.
And that is Don Stephen McDougal, 42 of Livingston. He was arrested yesterday for an unrelated aggravated assault charge. In furtherance of this investigation, we're asking for the public to call the Polk County Sheriff's Office or use our iWatch Texas app to report seeing the 2003 Chevrolet Suburban that we put out on X this morning. That is McDougal's vehicle. So anyone that saw that vehicle on Thursday or Friday, we're asking that you call the Polk County Sheriff's Office, use the iWatch Texas app, and report what you saw to investigators. I also want to announce that we are very thankful for the Polk County Crime Stoppers for offering a $7,000 reward for tips leading to the arrest and prosecution of the person responsible for Audrey's disappearance. And these tips can be anonymous. I also want to say that we are hopeful that we can bring Audrey home alive, and that's what we are absolutely working for right now. But based on the evidence that we've got, we understand that foul play is a factor as well. So with that, I open it up for questions.
Lieutenant, why was McDougal taken to the 59 bridge in the Trinity River?
That's part of the ongoing investigation right now. Our investigators remain absolutely committed to finding Audrey. And so I don't want to get into those investigative efforts, but they're absolutely ongoing. I'm not sure where it was found. Our investigators are looking through that now, but we do know it was right down there in the dam and it was wet.
So they're talking about the backpack. They know that there was a backpack, a younger person's backpack that was found right down by the dam, and that it was wet. He was not confirming that it is hers yet.
You all found it near the dam, about the area by the marina. How closely related is that to the search site over by the Trinity River?
So where we did the press conference yesterday, the bag was found down there by the river there.
Any additional evidence found along the Trinity River at 59 that you might be able to mention?
We're not giving out additional information on that right now. Again, we are looking at this as a criminal investigation as well. And so we have to protect the integrity of that. And again, I want to reiterate, our sincere hope is that we bring Audrey home. So anyone who has information, who has seen that vehicle, the 2003 Chevrolet Suburban, please call investigators and give us your information.
Is McDougal cooperating with you all?
I would say that there are times, but I don't want to get farther into that right now. Our investigators have done a great job in doing what they do best, which is uncovering the facts that leading them to draw conclusions, and that's exactly what they're doing right now.
Do you all have control of that vehicle right now, or is it still out in the wind?
No, we have control of it.
Is McDougall still in custody?
Yes. Yeah. He was arrested last night on the unrelated aggravated assault charge.
And on a more, I guess, personal level, the scale of something like this has to be a tough one for law enforcement, for the community. Talk a little bit about how you all are holding up and how you guys are using this law to kind of push you forward in this work.
You know, I think that brings up a great point. Everybody is committed. They realize that Audrii was loved by so many folks, and that is the driving force for us to get answers to bring her home. But it certainly resonates through the law enforcement community. Many of us have kids on how this can happen. And so we are working exceptionally hard. Investigators from many agencies that are out here and nonprofits that are out here to bring Audrii home.
Can you shed any light on the timeline between the time that the father was notified that she was not in school and the report was actually made that she was missing?
We can say that about 5:30 on Thursday is when she was reported missing. I don't want to get any further details than that. I want to protect this investigation so that our investigators can do what they do best.
Does it still hold true that she never made it to school or got on the bus?
Right. Yeah. She did not make it to school. That was the reason why the father, the family became very concerned when she did not get off the bus.
Sir, it's going to start getting darker in a few more hours. Until what time are you guys going to be actively searching for Audrii?
We were actively searching throughout the night last night. And so I would surmise that if the evidence is driving us that far, the investigators that we've got are dogged. They are absolutely committed to finding Audrii. And so if there's a reason to be out here at night, that's exactly what they're going to be doing.
Were there any other items other than the backpack found?
There were other items that were found, but we're not getting into what those items were. That's all part of the investigative effort that we've got ongoing right now. All right, with that.
You mentioned that your investigation is leading to a possible foul play. Can you expand on that a little bit?
I don't want to get any farther than that. That's certainly, we're looking at all factors. And so our primary focus and hope is that we bring Audrii safely home. But we also realize that foul play may be a factor. So we're just considering that in light of the Crime Stoppers reward. So that's where we're at right now. But I want to thank everybody for being here. We will continue to provide updates on X. If more information becomes available, we'll certainly hold another press conference to keep the public and y'all informed. Again, thank you for being here.
Okay, so I see that a few of you guys have actually caught it, but he does refer to her in the past tense. Her mom actually refers to her in the past tense too, and saying that she was like she was a loving child. She was loved, and she was loved. It's tough because I'll be very honest with you, from somebody who's followed cases like this, we don't see them searching in any area that a living child would be. That makes it really tough because it's like seeing the outcome, but still holding on to some bit of hope that is not what's actually happening. But this is, I mean, I don't even know how to say that without just sounding so crass. It's just, it's so bad. And let me, I don't have a good feeling that this is going to end up being the way that we pray that it would be. But I'm not gonna just not have hope, because they have not found her, and maybe there's something else to it. These are some of his old charges. I just wanted to bring him up. So he's got things like enticing a child from back from 2008 when he was sentenced. He went to prison. He's got just a ton of different charges, assault charges. People have come forward. This is an older mugshot of his. I mean, this guy being around my kids, I just couldn't. Yeah, statistics aren't in her favor, unfortunately. But you know, we've seen crazier things where people that we thought were absolutely gone, and all of a sudden there they are being held for months and months and months. But this guy's now in jail, and he's not getting out. They're not going to let him out for right now. They're going to keep him as long as they can. Okay, let me pull up the next thing. Did I show you guys that one? This is just an article I was reading. Just talks about what we know about him. His car. So the crews with Texas EquiSearch showed up at Lake Livingston to look for Audrii around 6 a.m. on Saturday. After search efforts were paused Friday evening around 5 p.m. On Friday, the search was focused on an area near the south end of the lake. The Texas Department of Public Safety said the area was of a location of interest and that leads led them there. EquiSearch started searching an area near I-59 in the Trinity River on Saturday. The DPS spokesman Craig Cummings says on Friday, investigators identified a backpack at Lake Livingston Dam that is consistent with belonging to a child. It was found 5 miles from Audrii's home. So let me pull this up for you guys too. Are you guys familiar with? Actually, I'll give you her channel. She goes by Grizzy Hood News. Grizzy's Hood News. You guys familiar with her? She's local down there, and she covers all the cases that are in that area, and goes out and does what we would say is considered boots on the ground. So I'll show you some of her videos. You can see very clearly exactly where they're searching. I'm not going to show you all of her videos, but let me make sure that I put her link in here, because if you guys want more up-to-date search information, she has if you don't do YouTube a lot, which obviously you guys are here, so I would think that you do. That's her YouTube channel, but she's also on Facebook, and she has a Facebook page that she also does her lives on. Hi, water loving dog. Probably not here yet, but hello and welcome in. So I'll show you just some of where she's kind of been at. So this is a marina, and yesterday they were at the number 2 spot. And so I was looking, let me pull this up over here too. I was looking, it's essentially people would go fishing. And I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. He has this entire story set up. He has the entire story set up. There's the dam. So if you guys are familiar with any areas like this, any marinas like this, you essentially have different places that you can go to put your boat in the water, and you could camp at certain ones. And so yesterday they were at 2, and so today they're at 3. And I'll show you this on the map too. But make sure you guys are subscribed to her, because if you're looking, she's out there, constantly. She doesn't have any more resources than the rest of us, besides that she is there. So she's like, please, don't ask me tons of questions, because I don't know anymore. I'm just trying to give people the firsthand experience of what they're actually doing.
Routers number 3. We were at number 2 earlier. We're at the marina number 3. We're just a little bit away from.
She's pretty badass, and like I said, any case that's local to her, she's typically all over it regardless.
Right, just wanted to show you guys
so I think she's experienced in being able to handle herself in these types of situations.
Once again, folks, shout out to them. We got media everywhere. Also,
I want to go down to where she's by the water.
This, on the freeway, man, it's so terrifying, y'all. See how they have. That's Browder's number 2. Browder's Marina number 2. When you see just what they're up against in the search, it's alarming. you guys will understand now. Like they're searching everywhere.
The unfortunate thing, though, is that the areas they are searching they're not areas that would typically be searched if they're looking for her alive and being held somewhere. Now, does that mean that they're not searching anywhere else? No, that doesn't mean that.
Water this way.
Hi, Mama. Thanks, Teresa.
Eggy search is all over the place, so yep, just so you guys know. Search continues, search is underway.
It's
There
a
they go
huge
right there.
amount of water to cover.
They are searching.
So that's a good question. I want to know who physically seen this child Thursday morning. I mean, with their own two eyes. I've wondered that too, because one of the things I'll get into when we're done watching Grizzy's video is Stephen was starting to sell off a lot of his stuff on Wednesday night, like late at night on Wednesday. And so I'm wondering who did actually see her on Thursday morning. Did anybody see her Thursday morning? Because it's interesting too that Wednesday is when he's trying to tell her mom, like, let's meet up and go fishing, or I'll take her fishing, and then you just happen to show up at that spot. I don't know, that's kind of weird. But I mean, they have lots of boats in the water. So there was, I was told a clip. Nobody had sent it to me yet, and I don't know if anybody found it. I asked a couple people for it, and if any of you guys have it, if you guys could point me in the right direction. So yesterday, they brought him out to the water in his convict clothes, and somebody got a clip of it, and somebody told me about it, but I can't find it. So if anybody knows where that is, like, tell me so I can go find it, because I know that Grizzy doesn't have it. She was saying that somebody else did. So she was the one who said she didn't have the clip. Yeah, she's supposed to be on the school bus Thursday morning, but the school says she never came. Plunder has the clip, does she? Plunder has it. Okay, let me go check her channel really quick. I'll let this play while I go look.
Is to be sincere and active, the real thing, without guile and hypocrisy. Hate what is evil, detest all ungodliness. Do not tolerate wickedness. Hold on tightly to what is good.
Doing right here, they're like all the way, they're going in.
The bag was found down there by the river there. We're not giving out additional information on that right now. Again, we are looking at this as a criminal investigation as well. And so
yeah, the water temperature is a lot colder. I know it's like 40-something degrees, but it feels a lot colder, especially down there where they're at, you guys.
Who has seen that vehicle, the 2003 Chevrolet.
2-year-old white male to the Trinity River Bridge in Livingston, Texas. Various status of
least they searching all the woods. Yeah, they're thorough, man.
Okay, so Michelle After Dark and Plunder both played it. I think this is it on Plunders. Both of those are amazing channels. If you guys are looking for new channels to watch and you guys are not familiar with either of those, Michelle After Dark and Plunder, they're two of my favorite channels. So make sure that you sub to them too. I'll put both their links in here. But right now I'm going to play the one from Plunder. I think this is it. She kind of goes. It goes kind of fast though. So I just tried to catch it like on fast speed. Let me see. I like Rizzy too. She's, like I said, in Texas cases, she's typically all over them. But I think this is it.
Alerts read some combination of.
Okay, so since she's bringing it up, I was going to talk about this in a minute. There's a bunch of screenshots that have been going around talking about from Broadcastify. I cannot prove that they are legit or not legit because I know that they also can be altered. And so if you guys know more than I do, let me know, because I was trying to figure out if they were actually legit or not. But apparently on Broadcastify, they're saying that the killer has confessed to the murder and that the recovery efforts are continuing. So I just don't know if they're accurate. So I hate to share stuff like that because I can show you it's legit. Absolutely. If you can, you can email me at my email. It's criminality187@gmail.com, or you can just message me on Facebook if you know me on Facebook, Teresa Steffens. Either one. I would love to be able to see if it's actually legit. I have the scanner alert that was sent out yesterday, 4:05. It surprises me that they would be talking like that. Like Broadcastify, they don't normally say things like killer confesses to murder. Or I don't know. Please pray for the that's just not a normal Broadcastify statement. So, yeah, I'm struggling with that. But if you can show me that it's legit, then I absolutely love to see it. That's why I'm like, I don't want to talk too much about it because I can't verify any of it. It's definitely just not normal. Broadcastify is where you can listen to like police scanners and things like that. Somebody was asking what it is.
Of the words, killer confesses to murder of Audrii Cunningham. Recovery continues. Please pray for the family and friends. Eventually,
I think this is when they have them out there.
But this appears to be the moment on Saturday, February 17, 2024, when cops brought Don Stephen McDougal, a 42-year-old white male, to the Trinity River Bridge in Livingston, Texas. McDougal was the roommate of Joshua.
Is that really what it is? Because I thought you could actually like see him plain as day. Does anybody know if there's more to it than that, where you can actually? I mean, I can't see him. But they were like, he was out here in his prison clothes or in his jail clothes. This is it. But can anybody tell me that you can actually see him? You can't see him. Dispatch Crystal is like, yeah, we wouldn't say that over the radio. It's a very short clip, and it's hard to see. I don't see him, though. But when I was told about it, it was like, obviously, like, people were like, no, that's absolutely him, and they brought him out there. So, hi, Sniper. What if him being out there is a rumor? Yeah, I mean, if you guys have something better, or you're telling me where you can see him at. It was longer when they first showed it. I don't see him, though. That's a cop. I mean, I couldn't tell you who that is. There's another head over here. You have to zoom in and slow it down. Does anybody have that screenshot? Does anybody have a screenshot where you can clearly see that it is him? The footage from Miguel. Okay, so somebody said that Grizzy actually had put that, like, linked it on one of her videos. So let me see. Let me see if I can find that. Do we know what video? See, the bald guy in the white and black stripes is him. I can't see that. Can you see that? Like, who the heck is Miguel? Where'd that come from? Let me see if it's on another one of her videos. Otherwise, I'll just wait for somebody that can screenshot it and we can talk about it at a different time. Nope. I'll drop her in here again, just in case you guys are not subscribed. Justin or Trev got the zoomed and confirmed. Yeah, I want better proof. Tomboy says right before okay. Yeah, but where do I find his video? Dark Horse is like, I'm watching on a 75-inch TV and I don't see him. Yeah, but what's his channel so I can find him? I think this is the one where she mentions it. Let me see.
All right, back once again. It's your girl Grizzy. Good morning. Good news, peeps.
Right before yesterday's presser.
Towards 59.
Were you there to volunteer, or you were just over there just to find her?
I'm nosy. Oh. That's what it is. I mean, I kind of do.
I'm getting you live without your face.
You're fine. Okay. I kind of do the same thing that you do in Houston County in Crockett.
Okay.
So my following's not near as big. My following's about 11,000.
Yeah, because this is
because I mean I'm in rural, so I mean I have 11,000 or so followers in our county of just under 25,000 people. So I do the same thing.
Can you state to the people, like, right now, what you saw?
So what I come across was I pulled into the public boat ramp down on 59 at the Trinity River, and there was no vehicles there except what I assumed to be EquiSearch. And as we were pulling out, DPS officers and sheriff's deputies pulled in. They parked. They got the suspect or whatever, McDougal out of the vehicle, and they walked towards the river. At that point, a police officer that was in the DPS car came over to us and asked us to move out of the way. At that point, we moved out of the way. We managed to get one short video, and then we went back up towards 59 on the boat ramp driveway, I guess. I'm not real familiar with what the terminology is on that.
Okay.
And then we sat there for a few minutes. I managed to get just a couple small, not very good quality pictures, and then they all left. And then I lost them whenever they got back on 59 to head towards Livingston.
So y'all saw him bald-headed man with a. Wait, what was he wearing? Like orange?
He was wearing stripes.
Stripes.
Yeah,
Okay.
he was wearing stripes and shorts.
Okay, stripes and shorts.
Yeah.
He was wearing stripes and shorts.
We did see him, and I mean, we didn't realize that anything was going to happen at that point down there because there was nothing. There was nobody there. There wasn't a single person there that looked like they were doing anything, and we just happened to be at that location.
So they had a press conference. I mean, it kind of makes sense that they have a press conference and then they bring him there because then they know that all the news people are going to be, at the press conference. They're not going to be covering the water. They're not going to be covering the search. I mean, it would be a very typical play. I can't find a channel with that name though, Suzanne. I can't know where to find it. So stripes and shorts. That doesn't make sense. That's interesting.
I mean, we couldn't see what he was doing. They had a vehicle blocking where he was at, and then we were probably at that point an eighth of a mile away from where they got him out of the vehicle because we didn't want to be in the way.
Can you say your name?
My name's Miguel Benavides.
Okay, and you're kind of an independent.
I'm kind of an independent journalist.
Oh, so I can put you on here?
Yeah, you're fine.
Hey, we got a hood news peep that just saw McDougal off of the side of 59 over the Trinity River Bridge, and he saw the inmate, in shackles, pointing out towards something. We don't know yet, you guys.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's what happened. They
On
asked
your-
us to move, so we got out
on
of
your
the way.
community
That way
tab?
we weren't
Thank you,
in the
Ms.
middle
Anonymous.
of
All right.
anything that was happening at that point. We wanted to make sure that we were out of the way because I know like how the First Amendment stuff goes. They can you're free to video and all that stuff.
Yeah.
As you see fit, as long as you don't interfere with any kind of investigation. and they were down there for less than 5 minutes. And then after that point, they all got back into the vehicles and headed back up towards 59 to come back towards Livingston, and that we lost them.
Man, thank you so much
Yeah,
for sharing
absolutely.
that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
These pieces were right here in front of.
Well, I mean, that's interesting. So let me see. Okay, so in the email. So this is the one about the scanner. Let me grab them real quick. This is screenshotted straight from her phone. Is there any identifying things on this screenshot? I'm just going to double check so that I don't want to share anything that I shouldn't be sharing. So fire search and rescue after killer. All right, fire search and rescue after killer confessed to the murder of the missing 11-year-old girl. Ellie Fire continues to search for her body on Lake Livingston, but being tight-lipped on the radio, mostly using cell phones, according to sources on scene. That's straight. I mean, that's a straight screenshot. I'm wondering, it's public safety. So I'm wondering why, like, who's actually stating that? But I mean, it's right there. He is the first from right to left. Yeah, it's directly from the app on the phone. She sent me the other one too, but I just didn't check it to see if there's any identifying marks. So I mean, that's all right. I'm leaning more towards that it's legit. I mean, I've never heard anything like that ever being on like a broadcastify though. That's the craziest part to me. They normally would not say anything like this on there. But okay, so let me see if we can figure out this video of the guy, of Mr. Steven. But I'm definitely leaning more towards there's something there. This is definitely more than just people posting some random ass screenshots online now. Let me see. Okay, and thank you for sending this screenshot. Oh, that's him over there. Gosh, that's tough. It could, yeah, I mean, it could be. And I see the black and white. I'll show you guys the screenshot. So this screenshot is taken from Justin Farrell's channel. Let me download it real quick. I mean, I can see where you're talking about now, at least. Come on. Oh, why it doesn't want to, there it is. Okay, so it would be this one right here. And you can see a black stripe and then like a white stripe, and then you see the other guy's shoulder here. And he's like looking over here at this guy. And this guy's a cop, and you see his piece right here on his arm, or on his belt. So it would be him. I wish it was a better, clearer shot, but I mean, it absolutely could be him. And the timing of when the guy says that he was there lines up perfectly. Lines up perfectly with that they would bring him to the scene while they're holding a press conference. The only reason I would even consider it, Amber, honestly, is because we know that they are not, their search efforts are their recovery efforts. And I hate saying that, but they're not looking for her alive. They're looking for her body. They're not looking for her alive in the water. Now, does that mean that she's not alive and he's got her hidden somewhere else? Maybe. I mean, unless he confessed. I mean, I don't see any other reason they'd have a bald inmate at the lake. The problem is we cannot tell that he is an actual inmate because we don't see him cuffed or in shackles or anything along those lines. The bald head, and we do see a black and white stripe, and we do have the guy who says that is who he saw. So once again, I would, if I had to go with the chances are, they're probably right, but that is not enough to say definitively that is exactly who we're looking at, in my opinion. I need personally, for me, I need more, but I think that we're probably looking at him. I think that's probably him, and the timing of it with the, like I said, with the press conference absolutely makes sense. Okay, now there's a couple screenshots. So this is one from one of the locals or from somebody who talked to one of the neighbors apparently. I hate going through stuff like this because once again, we can't confirm any of this. So this is all just people talking, and we know that there are people who say things so that they can be in the know, and it might not be true. So when we talk about this kind of stuff, you have to take it for what it is. They said that the neighbor who can see the bus stop confirmed not seeing her that morning, and the cameras showed him driving by the bus stop but never stopped. So that's one. And then another screenshot when he's trying to sell stuff. I have, what did I do with those? I have this one. I want to find the other ones. He's just trying to sell stuff online. He's also trying to sell stuff Wednesday night, which is, the timing of that is very important. This one, he says, I will give you the truck and the title to see you get the shit fucked out of you. From Wednesday at 11:46 p.m. Yeah, the bus driver said she wasn't there. She definitely wasn't at the bus stop. I think we know that. But I think for playing the devil's advocate is we have seen, like we actually have seen footage of children with people that are attempting to kidnap them from a bus stop. So I think that we have to take that into consideration, that he drops her off at the bus stop and then he leaves, and as she's waiting, something happens. But if we go with what that neighbor says, then we have to go, he never even stopped at the bus stop. Yeah, I have no idea. I'll give you the truck and the title. Fucking weird people. Yeah, who puts it on here? Weirdos. So these, like I was telling you guys, these are screenshots from Facebook. So you have to take them for what they are. You just have to. They're not proof of anything besides that they're from Facebook. You know what I mean? He messaged, numerous women offering money to watch nasty things. Grandma says, my granddaughter, Audrii Cunningham, has been missing since 7 a.m. She's 11 years old, 4 foot 1 inches, 75 pounds, blonde hair, blue eyes. Last seen wearing a black hoodie. Her backpack is a red Hello Kitty bag. Call 911 if you see her. So we have confirmation of what her backpack looked like and that she was wearing a black hoodie. Now, the timing here is another piece of irony because remember, Stephen told Audrii's mom that he takes her to school at 7. So we still have zero confirmation on if anybody actually saw her Thursday morning. Let me see if it's this one. Here is the dad. So Joshua is saying, he pipes in in the comment section and says she did not run away. She was actually supposed to be going to a concert the following day. So something's wrong here. So I've heard a couple different things about where he worked and what he did. I have not confirmed any of that myself, but I'm hearing that he's actually, he works for longer periods at a time. So grandma and this guy are the ones that are actually taking care of her. I don't know. My kid's school calls by 9 a.m. if my kids are absent. My kid's school does not, and it's actually one of the worst things about my kid's school. They do not. They will call and text way later. Like I'll get a call like at 6 o'clock that night. Hey, your kid wasn't at school today. Like seriously, what was if something actually had happened, which it didn't? She had stayed home. But I'm like, why are you? What would we do now? We would have already known that she wasn't at school. And my kid's school does not call early. I can't stand it. In California, the schools calls it the parents haven't called their child out of school before attendance. It does not. I'm in Cali, Lisa. 9 does not. I don't know if it's maybe versus elementary versus middle and high school, but we get ours in the evening. I'm close to Livingston. And you get yours in the evening. Yeah. Your school calls early in the morning too. Yeah, mine does not. The school said they called, but they called the dad who's on a boat in Alaska. See, this is what I keep hearing is that he goes out on boats, but then I'm like, I've not seen anything to know if that's true. So possibly you get an email. Yeah. Yeah, they need to change it, but they don't. They've never changed it. Okay, let me see what other screenshots I have in here. And then we can look at the map. Let me go back over. Let me go back over to her searching. And thank you guys. Thank you both of you guys who sent me the screenshots in my email. I really appreciate that. It helped me tremendously and probably helped the chat where they didn't have to sit there and wait for me to find shit like they normally do. So let me go back to this one was 15 minutes ago. I haven't seen this one yet, so let's watch this one.
Hey, what's up with it, Hoodnies peeps? It's your girl Grizzy live here in Cold Springs, Texas, Browders Marina number 3. This is the area where the command post was. It was like we weren't able to see anything for a few days. Just wanted to do a quick video. This is what it looks like. The crime scene tape, the perimeter tape has been cleared. See, they've already removed all the perimeter. They've already cleared this area. Whatever they have as evidence, they have it. And this is in regards to Audrii Cunningham. Search is still underway for Audrii. No word, nothing. I mean, the water search has wrapped up for right now. They're still on land, possibly with drones. And this is what it looks like. They had to process all this for days, y'all. Like there's so much stuff. They had to, man, I admire law enforcement. But they were out here for days, you guys. I'm going to put together a little TikTok too. But yeah, this is what it looks like. And I'm going to show you that I'm still here too. Albert's here with me. We came down here with a few of the peeps. That's my car. That's the signs that say Browders. They cleared all of this. Remember how law enforcement was all out here? I don't know why I go live. People start calling me for some reason. I don't understand why. Why do people call me when I go live? I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to answer that. But yeah, friends, this is what it looks like. That's Trinity River. It's quiet. Super quiet.
It is like eerily quiet.
No media, no nothing, you guys.
Nobody's there anymore. Where is this at? So this is in Livingston, Texas. This is at Livingston Lake and Trinity River. Candy, I've heard that she hasn't had custody of her since she was 3, and I believe the last time she actually saw her was when she was around 6. The dad, I've seen pictures of him. I don't know if I actually kept any of them. I've seen pictures of the dad, and I don't remember him having any tats like that. But we do know, that Stephen does. Did I save those pictures, I wonder? Stephen has a swastika tattooed on his body. And then, so speaking of tattoos, it's okay, Sleuthy. So tattoos, let me go to, I'll show you guys. She was tattooing somebody. I don't know if it was. So there's another couple that used to take care of her, or still took care of her. I don't know what the last time they did, but they've talked a little bit on social media, and so I cannot tell if she's tattooing her dad or she's tattooing the lady's husband. So this is a video. So she's definitely like tattooing the guy's back. Yeah.
Now, who you send this one to? I'm not friends with her. You know Aaron's name, last name? Casket. 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 Yes, she's in football.
And the reason I don't know exactly what they're talking about. Aaron, the lady who would babysit her and help out taking care of her. People have referred to Aaron as her godmom. I don't know if that's like a legit, like been through the process, or if that's just what they refer to her as. So
this one too.
This is on YouTube.
I'm not friends with her. You know Aaron's name, last name? Casket. 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 Yes, she's in football. Now, who you send this one to? I'm not friends with her. You know Aaron's name, last name?
Okay, so definitely not Aaron's husband, because he's saying like, what? I'm not friends with Aaron.
Casket. Casket. Casket.
Child is doing tattoos.
Yes, she's in football. Now, who you send this one to? I'm not friends with her. You know Aaron's name, last name? Casket.
The inner thigh. Okay, so it is him. See, that's what I couldn't confirm. So a lot of you guys are saying that this is Steven's. This is Steven.
Now, who you send this one to?
I love her little voice, though.
I'm not friends with her. You know Aaron's name, last name? Casket. 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 Yes.
Yeah, the first time I saw this, I was like, what the fuck what am I watching here? So if you take you take like a couple of these things, you take this for instance, that I mean, she's 10, 11 years old tattooing anybody. And if it really is him, that's two different men talking. Well, is it? Then you have him making the comment to her mom where he's stating, I'm her favorite person and she won't tell. I'm your daughter's favorite person and she won't tell. This video is on the dad's page, not Steven's. Yes. But that's why I'm like, I don't know if it was her dad. I don't know who she's tattooing. I don't know that. Apparently, the grandma and the dad have known this Steven cat for a while. He was staying in a camper in the backyard. But I've heard, once again, I cannot confirm. I have heard that he recently had been living inside the house. But that's, You get 3 days of everybody trying to research and sleuth and do, figure out anything they can. You got to kind of take it for what what you can until you can lay eyes on it yourself. So I cannot confirm the last time anybody actually saw this little girl. 7 a.m. would be the same time that he says he would be taking her to school. Whether school means to actual school or just to the bus stop, my assumption, once again, I'm just assuming. Yeah, either way, Teresa, that's the point, right? Either way, that is, no matter who it is, that is a grown-ass man, and she's a child. Right. Well, so he was living in a camper out back first. Though. Hi, Kate Does Crime. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you forever. I hope you're doing good. So then there was these posts today, and I don't even know if they have any, if they are anything. So somebody supposedly found this stuff. Did you guys see this? Well, see, now I'm questioning whether I should even show it because I don't know. I have no idea. Is it more just crap or if it actually is something legitimate? So somebody who was out there found this stuff. It says like send help. You're questioning the parenting all the way around. And it's unfortunate because if her mom hasn't actually seen her since she was 6 and now she's 11, 5 years of who knows what was done because there's nobody else that's there to witness anything. Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know if they have anything to do with anything, Beautiful Mess. I don't know if they have anything to do with anything. If it's just more just crap. Apparently the shitbag is super tight with Tabitha, the grandma, considering the two of them took Audrey and 2 other kids on vacation. Right. Yep. Tabitha lied about the last time she saw Audrey. Did she? When is she saying the last time she saw her? I've never seen a child tattooing anybody, ever. Yeah, no, I agree with you. Well, the notebook would have been closed, and whoever took the pictures would have opened it. Because the notebook is here. In this photo. And there's like a whole other little bag here. So, I don't know. This guy has been doing things, in my opinion, even if subtle too, with Audrey, poor child. And that, I mean, he has a ridiculous criminal history to ever go, yeah, this is the guy that I want to be taking my child or my grandchild anywhere. So I don't know how culpable legally they're going to end up being, but I can tell you, public perception is grandma and dad, they failed having this guy around her. That's just my opinion on her saying when she saw her last, because Ellie needs to start on Wednesday, not Thursday. Right. So yeah, she just keeps saying like the last time that she was seen was 7, but I'm thinking if he told her that, like, so say Steven says, hey, I dropped her off at the school bus stop, at 7 a.m. And then she posts to Facebook thinking that Steven's not going to lie, right? Steven's obviously the good guy. Yeah, she won't tell. Makes me feel like she's already gone. So if I had to go with my personal opinion, I'm thinking something definitely happened Wednesday. Where the heck grandma was, I don't know. Maybe grandma was already gone for work in the morning, didn't check on her. I don't know. But I'm thinking something happened Wednesday. He's already online selling all of his belongings, trying to get some money, most likely to get the hell out of Dodge. He's messaging Cassie to say, hey, yeah, let's meet up. And you can just happen to show up while we go fishing. And then they're looking at the freaking marina at the fishing spots. I am starting to think that probably is him brought out there simply because of the timing of it. If the press conference is going on, I'm thinking that he's said something. But they need evidence to back it up. Like I tell you guys all the time, like I can tell you right now that I killed my neighbors. It don't matter. You can't arrest me. you have to have some type of evidence to show that I actually did it. I could walk into the police station right now and say, yeah, I did it. They could hold me for 48 hours to try to get evidence, but they can't charge me with anything without any actual evidence. So even if he's confessed, does not mean his charges would be changed yet until they have evidence that what he's saying is true. We know they have his vehicle. They have his, so they're absolutely processing that to see if there's anything in the vehicle that would indicate what happened to her or where she was. I've heard that smell of tacos. I don't know if that's true or not, but yeah. Yeah, so he can't flee. He is, I mean, he's in. They've got him on charges that I believe would stick. There are people coming out on social media talking about things that he has done. Now, I'll go back to the whole social media is social media. People can say whatever the hell they want to say in the guise of being covered under the social media. But somebody did come forward and say that when she was 10, he tried to do something to her. Hi, Gray Hughes. Maybe he was going to kill Cassie after assaulting the daughter and killing her. Then point to the text messages that are abducting and taking off with their daughter, never to be found. That is a very good possibility. Getting Cassie to come out there too, and then being like, look, she took her and they left, and you're never gonna find them. But she didn't show up. But the other thing though is he never followed up with her in the morning because she wanted to hear. That's probably exactly how everything fell apart. Because remember, in the messages, she wanted to hear Audrii say herself that she wanted to see her, either in a voice message video or on the phone. And obviously, if there wasn't anybody, or she wasn't around anymore, then there can't be a call. Then there goes the setup. That's a great point. That's what he was trying to set up. But she didn't not necessarily fall for it, but her requirements for meeting didn't work for him. He's appalling that this guy, if he's the one Audrii tattooing now, has a permanent piece of Audrii on his body, like a permanent trophy of what he's done or artwork. Yeah, I know. I don't know that it's him, but I mean, there's a lot of people saying that it is him. Either way, it's 1,000% inappropriate. I think they're looking for her Valentine's dress that she wore to school. But it's also because Grandma posts and says that she's wearing a black hoodie. She doesn't say that she's wearing jeans, a pink t-shirt. You know what I mean? She does no other clothing but a black hoodie. Looks like she wanted to hear from Audrii first to confirm that she wanted to meet. Yep. And he was so busy the night before that he couldn't get to her until after 3 the next day. All right. So, what was I talking about? So, so there's the girl that says when she was 10 that he had come into that his sister was friends with her parents, and he had come into her room and tried to physically assault her. There is another lady who says that was either last year or the year before. It was somewhat recently that they were giving him a ride somewhere, and he essentially lured the husband out of the car, ended up beating him with a pipe because he was trying to steal the car to do a robbery or something along those lines. Black leggings and black high kick boots. Mom was suspicious of him, but there's messages that we don't see that she didn't put out that obviously he was coming at her kind of sideways, probably very sexually, because she's like, dude, like, what are you doing? The beginning messages, and I can pull them back up if you want, but the beginning messages are like, ew, like, stop talking to me like that kind of thing. And he's like, if I wanted to fuck you, then I would have just said that. Almost seems like he set this up to make it look like the mom kidnapped her and had no intentions of meeting up with her. If you read the messages between him and her mom, it sounds that way. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Yeah, interesting that it would almost be a proof of life. But she didn't, I don't think she understood that, though. I don't think she knew that. But that's essentially what she was requesting, and he couldn't provide it for her. What mom wouldn't be suspicious of a strange guy texting her about her daughter? Well, I think a hopeful mom would want to believe him. I think you'd want to believe that that your daughter's asking about you and your daughter wants to see you. Hi, Steve. I agree with Gray, and the mother's intuition saved her. Well, Teresa, that's the big question. That's the big. Why did Grandma and the dad even allow this piece of shit to be around her? Well, this is at the beginning of this live. I said these are the. Unfortunately, I do feel like we're going to have a somewhat quick resolution to this. I do believe they probably got the right guy, but we can't not talk about cases like this because people need to wake up. People need to stop leaving their fucking kids with these creepy ass people. Stop trusting these types of people with your most precious cargo. It's the grandma's boyfriends, it's the mom's boyfriends, it's the stepmoms. We've got to stop. People have got to wake up. It's like what do they call it? It's the same story with a different name. We keep repeating it. I wonder if they knew of his previous charges. I'd be surprised if they didn't. And supposedly they've known him for a long time. Drugs, above kids. That's a lot of it too. Well, yeah, even if you're going to bring unknown people around your children, don't trust them to be their primary caregiver of said children. My daughter doesn't allow my granddaughters to stay the night at friends' houses unless she really knows them as best as you can, and never when they were younger. That's where I'm at. I mean, I know it's weird because I don't when it came to when we were talking about Richard Allen, and everybody was like, well, would you let him babysit your kids? And I'm like, I don't even let my mother-in-law really babysit my kids. So no, I'm very, probably because this is the world that I live in and this is what I see. I don't want anybody around them. Any mom would be leery of some guy talking behind a custodial dad's back, even if she didn't get along with him. I am curious to know how long they were in communication. Now with this theory, how long was he talking to her to set this up? Was Wednesday new? Was it a new conversation? Had they just started talking? These are just some other screenshots that I grabbed. I'm thinking that in one of them, she might say, just received a call from a parent of a little girl who used to ride the bus with Audrey, and Audrey had told her that sometimes she goes walking in the woods behind her dad's house, to look at animals. If anything, I would say start in the woods behind the back of Lake Livingston Estates 2 and 3 that connects to the state park. Well, that's where they were looking. So I thought there was one that maybe said do you guys remember when he had very first contacted her? I'm looking to see if I have it in my screenshots. Because I know there's a thread where she discusses that she was getting bad vibes from him, but she was, letting it play out. Yeah, K-Bird, right? All right, I don't know. I can't find it. So I'm going to go take some ibuprofen. I have the messages. He reached out to the mom Wednesday, I believe. Yeah, I have the messages. I'm just wondering if that's the very first time he ever reached out to her. Kate Descrime, do you remember? It was the very first time he'd ever reached out to her? That's what I was trying to figure out, because I think she says that in one of her posts, but I don't remember for sure. Just make sure I didn't have any other videos in here that I wanted to share. Oh, shoot. Yeah, there was the one with
All right, my name is Chris Booth.
This one. All right, we're going to watch this, and then we'll wrap it up. I forgot this one. This one's from today.
CHRIS. My name is Chris Booth. CHRIS BOOTHE. I'm here to speak for the family, the grandmother and the father and them and that. Right now, we respect that we want Audrii home. We respect that everybody gives them some kind of privacy and let them deal with this. This is a tragic incident. I realize that everybody's talking a bunch of stuff on Facebook and stuff like that. I'm going to ask that if you don't know anything, don't say anything. All you're doing is hurting the family. It makes no sense. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know the circumstances. I do know Audrii is loved. I know Audrii is cared for. And I know Audrii loved her grandmother, her father, her brother, and family. I'm asking everybody to stop the BS, and I'm sorry for the language, the BS on Facebook and all the garbage talk on Facebook. You don't know the circumstances, leave it alone. Audrii was well loved and everything like that. Audrii was well taken care of. Audrii is missed. We want her home. This right here was for Audrii. Again, please, if you talk crap on Facebook, please just let it go. The family doesn't need that, and nobody needs it until you know what's going on and you hear from the sheriff department. Don't spread rumors. Okay? If you have any questions, any information, please contact the Polk County Sheriff Department, the tip lines, everything like that. We want Audrii home. So that's all I've got. I'm not answering questions or anything like that. But if y'all got any tips, anybody's got any tips or anything like that, please contact Polk County Sheriff Department, Livingston PD. Contact any law enforcement to give them the tips. That's all I got. I'm not going.
So he's a spokesperson, a quote unquote spokesperson for the grandma and the dad. Kate Descrime, thank you for stopping by. It's good to see you. He said brother. Let me go back and think. Let me go back and see that again. And he also he refers to her in the past tense.
I want Audrii home. The grandmother and the father and them and that.
Them and that. The grandmother and the father and them and that.
The grandmother and the father and them and that. Right now, we respect that we want Audrii home. We respect that everybody gives them some kind of privacy and let them deal with this. This is a tragic incident. I realize that everybody's talking a bunch of stuff on Facebook and stuff like that. I'm going to ask that if you don't know anything, don't say anything. All you're doing is hurting the family. It makes no sense. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know the circumstances. I do know Audrii is loved. I know Audrii is cared for. Booth. All right, my name is Chris Booth.
Okay, that's the beginning.
CHRIS BOOTHE. I'm here to speak for the family, the grandmother and the father and them and that.
Them and that.
Right now, we respect that we want Audrii home. We respect that everybody gives them some kind of privacy and let them deal with this. This is a tragic incident. I realize that everybody's talking a bunch of stuff on Facebook and stuff like that. I'm going to ask that if you don't know anything, don't say anything. All you're doing is hurting the family. It makes no sense. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know the circumstances. I do know Audrii is loved. I know Audrii is cared for. And I know Audrii loved her grandmother, her father, her brother, and family.
Her brother and family. There it is. Yep. So there is a brother. Yep. Her brother and family. I don't know anything about that. So she does have a brother. I don't know which side, don't know how old, but yeah, he definitely says brother right there. Grandmother, father, and brother.
Loved her grandmother, her father, her brother, and family.
There you go. So she has a brother from her mother that their maternal grandma has custody of. Okay, hold on. That's like a whole family tree in there, Ashley's world. She has a brother from her mother that the maternal grandma has custody of. Okay, so Cassie has a son that Cassie's mom is raising. I heard the mom say something about a brother. Okay. Yeah. That's only because I know family tree stuff. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Ooh. All right. So there is a brother, and it could very well be mom's brother or mom's son. And maybe they have some type of relationship if maternal grandma is the one raising. So maybe there is. Her dad also has a son also. He has a son about 3 years old. Wait. He has a son that's about 3 years old? I can't stand that, Terry. I can't. Why do they give a shit about social media? Why do they even know what the fuck is happening on social media? And let me just tell you right now, my kid goes missing. I'm not going to be looking in these Facebook groups because I know how people be. And maybe it's because they don't know and they think that they're going to get help. But nuh-uh. Hi, Charmaine. Yeah, why are they so concerned about their image on social media? And like now they have the spokesperson coming out, not talking about Audrii, but talking about what they look like on social media. Stop talking about it. Stop talking about us on social media. If you don't know something, don't talk about it. Well, that's pretty much how it's going to go. Hi, 1960. So there's a brother that's 3 years. Well, who the heck is watching that little brother? That's the question. This guy's name is Chris. Yeah, he spells it for us at the beginning.
Chris Booth.
Chris Booth. It's Chris Booth. So he spells it for us there. So then there was, I forgot this screenshot too. So somebody reminded me of this comment that I had grabbed. Come on, stop it.
CHRISBOOT.
Hey, Chris, we got you. I'm just wondering who's taking care of this little brother then? Who's taking care of the little brother? Okay, so this one says, this is scary. I pray he didn't hurt this baby girl. And he comments and says, I definitely didn't hurt that baby. Anyone that knows me knows I didn't. And my whereabouts was right there, knocking on doors, trying to find video footage. Yes, of course, I got took to the station and questioned all night, and I was let go because I didn't do anything but what I do on a regular basis. So now we know that he was questioned all of Thursday night and then brought back in Friday night and arrested. He said, I was knocking on doors right along with everybody else. That's not the time that anybody's concerned about there, buddy. Everybody's concerned about Wednesday into Thursday morning. What were you doing then? So, yeah, everybody's, all the social media people are like, this guy, Chris Booth, doesn't want us to talk about it, anybody. So let's go find him on Facebook. Yeah, I definitely didn't hurt that baby. Anyone that knows me knows I didn't. But you have eliciting a child charges back from 2008. I'm not saying, like, we'll keep the hope. I'm going to keep the hope, but I also, you have to be prepared for the fact that they're just not looking for a little girl that's alive. So shitty. So shitty. All right, let me put more pictures of her back up because that's what's important. Look at that face. All happy with her Harry Potter stickers. I mean, it looks like she had a nice Christmas. She got all kinds of big Legos, and I mean, there's a truck, so that's probably for the brother. And I'm not saying that she's not loved. I'm just saying that people have to make smarter choices. And I'm sure that grandma and dad do love her. I don't think that that's, I'm not trying to say that they don't. You got to make better choices. Got to make better choices with the most precious things in the whole world. So, all right, you guys. I hope that this is resolved soon. Maybe let's just hope I'm wrong. I just hope I'm wrong, and he does. Maybe he put her somewhere else. Maybe he gave her to somebody else. And now he's trying to cover up that he gave her to somebody else. All right, I'm going to keep hope. I'm going to keep hope. You guys keep hope too. We're just prepared. We'll be prepared for both. All right, you guys. Thank you guys so much. Once again, I know you have 1,000 other places that you guys could be, and you choose to spend your time here with me. And I absolutely appreciate it. It's very humbling that anybody cares about my opinion on anything. And I just appreciate all of you being here. At the end of the day, go hug your kids. Go tell somebody that you love them. I mean, this is just, we got to stop. We got to stop letting these crazy ass people around our kids. So make sure that you guys are subscribed to Grizzy's Hood News, because she's the one that's boots on the ground. She's watching everything unfold, watching where all the searches are, and we'll probably have updates fairly quickly. So make sure you guys are subscribed to her channel or follow her on Facebook. I will also link her channel in the description so that you guys can make sure that you're following her. Go enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I will do what I can to be back tomorrow. If not, hopefully I will be feeling better by Tuesday. But we got to talk about what's important here, and that's these guys. This is Audrii Cunningham, 11 years old, missing from Livingston, Texas.